This is Vikash from Tier 3 Vision. In this video, we are going to start our very first series of very vast and widely used programming language, that is Python. So here I'm using Jupyter Notebook, but you can use your own favorite IDEs according to your suitability. So today we are going to cover some kind of topics which are the basics of Python, like data types. And data types, we are covering numbers, string, tuples, list, dictionaries. And then we are going to go over comparison operator, if else statement, loop, range, lambda function, map and filter. So without wasting time, let's get into it. So data types. So what basically data types are? So data types are basically data types are the classification or categorization of data items. It represents the kind of values that tells what operation can be performed on particular data. So suppose let's get into number. So number is basically 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So in Python you can simply do 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, and 1 multiplied by 3 is equal to 3. So there the symbol, it's called asterisk. You can do division also, 1 divided by 2, that is basically give you 1.5 0.5. Then double asterisk represent the power of a number. So suppose I'll do 2 asterisk asterisk 4, that will basically give us 2 raised to 4, that is 16. So suppose if I change here and I'll do 4 raised to 2, so 4 raised to 2, again I should be getting 16. Now you can do 8 raised to 2, definitely 8 into 8 will be 64. Now the next operator is called modulus operator. So modulus operator basically gives us remainder of particular number. So suppose 5 divided by 2, that will give us remainder as 1. So if I'll give 5 divided by 2, so I'll get remainder as 1. If I'll do 7 divided by 2, I'll get remainder as 1. If I'll give 4 divided by 2, I'll get remainder as 0. Now Python is pretty much like, suppose you want to perform certain kind of addition, subtraction, multiplication. So it follows certain rule of BODMAS. So you can directly do, suppose here firstly the bracket values will be executed, then after that multiplication will happen. So 2 plus 3 will be 5, and then 5 plus 5 will be 10, and 10 into 5 will be 15. Now the next topic is variable assignment. So suppose in Python you can assign any kind of variable, any sort of values. It's not like you need to declare in other object oriented programming language like Java and C. Suppose you need to write int, you can directly assign any sort of values. So suppose this is basically my variable name is number of variable, I have assigned 2. Now if I'll print my number of variable, so that should give me the value 2. You can assign anything, x is equal to 2, y is equal to 3, then you can do x plus y, z is equal to x plus y, that will basically give me, now you can do x plus y is equal to, z is equal to x plus y, and now you can print z, so z should be 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Now a string. So Python is pretty friendly, you can do any sort of string manipulation. It provides a lot of inbuilt function to basically to work on string. So you can represent any string with single quote also, you can represent any string with double quote also. So suppose if I'll write single quote string, that will be single quote, if I'll write double quote string, that will be double quote, and you can write pretty much. Now printing. Now suppose you want to assign certain kind of string to a particular variable. So suppose I assigned x is equal to string hello. Now when I print x, it will be hello. Now if I write here hello, welcome to the tier 3 vision, tier 3 vision. So what it should print? Welcome to tier 3 vision. Now you can do print statement to print any sort of thing. Now suppose now Python, what suppose in other programming language we can use plus operator, where but here you can use format. So suppose my num is 12 and my name is Sam. So I can do basically print my number is and here I can pass 1 and my name is 2, and you can basically do a formatting. One method is called format, and you can assign 1 is equal to num and 2 is equal to name. So suppose when you print this thing, it will come as my number is 12 and my name is Sam. So suppose here I'll write Vikash, and I'll do here num1 is equal to 22, and when I execute it, so it should come as my number is here I need to write num1 because I need to update the value. So now you can see it comes as my number is 22 and my name is Vikas. Now when it comes now next topic is list. So what is list? So list is basically a comma separated value. So list indices start with 0. So suppose if I'll declare list as 1 2 3, and if you want to do you can declare another list as B. So this will basically A is equal to, you can declare here 1 2 3 and 4 and 5. So this will basically my list. Now when you print A, now when you print A, it will give you list. Now list indices basically start from 0. So suppose this element is A of 0. So suppose if I print A of 0, it will give me value as 1. If I'll do A of 2, it will give me value as 3. Now what you can do, you can basically iterate over list. Suppose I want to go from 0 colon to 5. Now what I'll get 1 2 3 4 5. So you can do pretty much iterate over list using indexing operator. You can index a particular list using, so suppose my starting index is 0 but my ending index is 5. So it will print A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3 and A of 5. Similarly you can do with another data type also. So suppose here my list is ABC. Now I want to append certain letter or certain word to D or kind of any integer type or any data type to do. So list provide one method called append. So you can pretty much append. So suppose I have ABC as this list. Now when I append D, my list will become ABCD. Suppose when I put here E, so now my list will become ABCD E. Now suppose I want to print here 6. So when I do append, so it will append 6. Now you can do pretty much you can print A of 0, and suppose you want to print A of 5, it will give you 6. And you can do slicing operator. So you can do so if you want to print all the elements starting from first index to last index, you can do A of and colon. So when you do A and colon, it will basically print from the first index to last index. Now similarly you can do from starting index to first index. So this will basically give you, because it is start from 0 and it will go to n, and that is n value is 1. So we'll get it, our value is A. Now you can pretty much assign any indices value to any kind of variable. So suppose you can do here, now our value is new is inserted into A of 0. So suppose you want to replace any kind of value. Suppose you want to replace A of 4 with new. So when you hit A of 4, so now our list will be updated here. Instead of E, we call it new. Now you can do pretty much nested list, a list within list. So suppose you have I have one parent list, you can say 1 2 3 4 5, and inside it I have one child list which comes 4 5, and inside that I have one target list. So when I execute it, if I'll print nest of 3, nest of 3 means 0 1 2 3. So this will basically print 4 5 and target. Now suppose I want to print my second array, but I want to print its second element. So what I'll do, I need to go to third index, that is third index 0 1 2 3, and I want to print its second element. So now in this list it will start from 0 1 2. So it should print target. Suppose if I write here 1, then what it should print? It should print 5. Now suppose you want to again iterate over it, so you can go beyond the level. Suppose you want to go to third list and you want to print its 0th element. So suppose if I'll print it, I want to go to third position, and from third I want to go to this list, and from this list I want to go its 0th index. So when I print, it will give us target. Now if I put here 1, it will show me an error because we don't have any other element. So it will show us list index out of bound or out of range. Now dictionary. So dictionary are nothing but just a key value pair. So key values pair, it follows, means it has certain key and value is associated with certain key. So here I have declared one dictionary called key 1 item 1 key 2 item 2. So suppose if I print that dictionary D, it will basically give me key 1 item 1 key 2 item 2. And if I want to print value of key 1, so if I'll print key of 1, it will give me item 1, and if I'll print key of 2, it will give me item 2. Now Boolean operator. So Booleans are nothing just a 0, 1 or true or false values. So if true, definitely we have true and false. So suppose if you can evaluate certain kind of expression. So suppose if I'll write 2 equal to 2. So what are kind of, because 2 is already equal to 2, so we got it as true. And if I'll write here 2 equal to 3, we get it as false. Now tuples. So tuples are similarly to basically list, but tuples provide us a lot of functionality over list. So tuples is similarly to list. So suppose I have declared one tuple t of 103, and list basically declared within you can say so suppose list is declared using main bracket, but tuples is basically declared as parenthesis. So you can see we start declaring tuples using parenthesis. So if I'll write t of 0, it will give me first index. It will basically same as array. If I'll write at t of 1, it will give me 2. Now sets. So sets are similarly to set in mathematics. So set is comprises of unique element. So suppose I have 1 2 3 4 5 and my 5 is repeated 5 times, then set is nothing but it will keep only the unique element. So suppose I have declared set as 1 2 3, and now here I have declared another set as 1 2 3, and so many times 1 is repeated, 2 is repeated, 3 is repeated, but my set will only be 1 2 3. Okay, so set is basically comprises of unique element. Now next comes with comparison operator. So comparison operator is nothing but greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than equal to, equal to. So suppose 1 is greater than 2, so definitely it will be false. 1 is less than 2, true. 1 is greater than equal to 1, true. 1 is basically greater than, and 1 is basically 4 is greater than or equal to 1. This will basically be true. 1 is equal to 1, true. Now high is equal to by, definitely this will be false. So suppose if I'll change here, I'll do high equal to high. So I got around here true. Now logical operator. Now logical operator is nothing just and or. So as we know that because you might have studied in Boolean logics, and is basically will be true when both the values will be true, and or will be true if any one of the value is true. So suppose here my 1 is greater than 2, so this will false, and my 3 is greater than 2, this is true. So if I'll write here, now this will basically be false and true. True. So what this basically will be, false and true will basically be false, because this is 0, this is 1. So 0 and 1 will be 0. Now here 1 is less than 2 and 3 or now 3 is greater than 2. So this will basically be true, because in OR, if any one of the value is true, so definitely the value comes as true. Now you can see here 1 is equal to true. This is basically false. 2 is equal to 3. This is also false, but this is basically true. So if one value is true, definitely the output of the OR will be true. Now we are going to study about the if else statement. So if is nothing, just a conditional statement. Suppose if my number, a certain number is divisible by 2, then it can be true, else it can be false. So suppose here, if my 1 is less than 2, or you can say 2 is greater than 1, then print yep. So when you execute it, it will be yep. And if 1 is less than 2, again it will be yep. Now you can do if else. So suppose if else is basically, suppose if one condition is false, then it will go to else. So now if my 1 is less than 2, it will go to first, and if this condition is basically false, it will go to last. So now you can see my 1 is less than 2, so it will execute this particular statement. So first is printed. Now if I'll do, suppose I'll basically change the operator. Now the last should print. Okay. Now this basically called comparison operator. 1 is equal to 2, then it will print first. If 1 else, if 3 is equal to 3, then it will print this, else it will print this. So now 1 is equal to 2, this is basically false, so this will not execute. Now it will go to else if statement. Now 3 is equal to 2, so it will go to this statement, but here R3 is equal to 3, so this will becomes true. So now middle will be printed. Now we come to the most important topics, loops. So loops is kind of a building block of programming languages. Suppose we want to iterate over a certain kind of list, or we want to repeat some kind of a statement again and again, then loop provides us better functionality. Suppose I want to write a kind of print statement 100 times. So I need to manually write that particular statement 100 times. But with the help of loop, I can simply run and loop from 0 to 100, and I can print my statement inside it, and it will keep on looping and keep on printing 100 times until my loop terminates. So here I have declared one array called sequence. Now I'm basically iterating over it. So for item in sequence, print item. So item is basically a kind of a variable that will basically hold my each and every indices value of an array. So now firstly the item value will be 1, then it will be 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. So similarly it will print. So suppose if you can pretty much, this is variable, you can do anything. You can do ELE, and you can print ELE here also. It will work the same. Now suppose you want to print certain kind of item 5 times. So you can do for item in sequence, print yep. So yep is printed 5 times. Now for jelly and basically sequence, now you are basically appending jelly plus jelly. Okay, so this jelly will basically hold my particular element. Jelly is a kind of variable which hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what basically I'm do on each and iteration, I'm basically adding, or you can say multiplying the values by 2, or adding 1 plus 1 will be 2, 2 plus 2 will be 4, and similarly 5 plus 5 will be 10. Now while loop. While loop is basically conditional loop. Until and unless condition is terminated, it's keep on rotating. So suppose now my I value is 1, and now my here while I is less than 5. So until my I is less than 5, this is keep on printing. So as we already discussed, format is basically will print sort of what is the value of I in this. So now my I value is 1. So 1 is less than 5. So this will print. Now I will be incremented 2 times. So 2 is less than 5. Again it will print. So it will print until and unless this condition is false. So once 5 is less than 5, this condition will be false, because 5 is equal to 5. It's not less than 5. So it will print 1 to 4. Now range. Range is basically a kind of Python function that is provided. You can pretty much define range. It will start from 0 to 5. So suppose you want to print certain number, you can give range. Suppose I'm giving here range 5, so it will print number between 0 to 5. If you give here number 10, it will print the number between 0 to 10. If you give range here 2, it will basically print between 0 and 1. So 0 and 1 will be printed. Now you can pretty much do anything with the range. You can put inside a list, and you can declare list also. Now list comprehension. So list comprehension is, it's like you want to basically perform certain kind of function on list. Suppose my list, I have declared one list is 1 2 3 4. Now I have declared one empty list out. Now I'm basically iterating over it, and I want to append 2 times of its element. So suppose I have value as 1. Now basically I want I want to basically append these element which is multiplied twice into another list called out. So my out list will contain basically 1 2 4 9, and if I'll multiply by 3, it will come as this. And you can do pretty much in single statement also. You can do for item in X. This is kind of flexibility that is provided by Python. Pretty much you can do anything in a single line. So that will help us to basically shrink a large code base into some simple lines, and it will easy to understand also. Now function is basically the core part, because if we want to do any sort of thing, we can declare its function. So suppose I have declared one function, and you can declare any kind of function using define. Def is basically the keyword that will define a particular function. You can define particular function. So I have declared my function, and I have passed one argument. Parameter 1 is equal to default, and now I'm printing it. So when I call my function, so this will basically this will call this particular function. Now when I call this function, as you can see here, the data type is basically function type. So when I call my particular function, it will print this thing default. Now you can do anything with function. Suppose I want to do a square of a number, so I can define one function called square, and I can return x asterisk 2. This basically we have discussed. It defines basically square of a number. So when we print, and we basically store it in a variable, and when we print, it will basically give us square. So if you want to do, you can put here cube also, and you can do cube. And when you call cube here, suppose you want to find that cube of 3. So when you execute it, it will basically give us 27. Now we want to discuss about the lambda expression. So lambda expression is kind of an expression. Suppose you want to do certain kind of operation on single operator, you can do with the lambda expression. So suppose I have done this 2 times expression using function, but within lambda I can pretty much do with single line. Lambda of var is equal to var times 2. Now next comes with maps and filter. So map is a kind of a sequence. So map is similarly, you can build any kind of map. So suppose I have one array 1 2 3 4 5, and you can do times 2 of sequence, map of times 2 of sequence. So times 2 will basically hold my values, and sequence is basically my array. So it will do basically times 2. Times 2 is my function, so you can pass it on. This will basically multiply our value 2 times. So once you pass inside a map, so all the values will be converted into 2 times, and you can put inside a list to give your output as a list. Now you can apply lambda function also. So suppose I'm applying my lambda function. So inside each and every variable of my map, what I'll do, I'll multiply it by 2, and you can give sequence. So those basically give us same result. So you can see this is also given a same result, this is also given a same result. You can do any kind of basic thing. You can also use filter inside lambda. So this will basically filter the item based on the condition. Now here my item is, if my item or if my value is divided by 2 or gives remainder as 2, then definitely this value will be even. So all the even values will be printed. So if you can see here, we are basically filtering it. Now when I putting it as a list, so I'm getting list values. So similarly, we have different kind of methods in Python. So suppose I'm declaring one string called hello, my name is Sam. So instead of Sam, I'll do hello, welcome to the Vision. Now st.lower will basically convert my all the uppercase into lowercase. So you can see my tier 3 Vision consists of some capital letter, it will automatically convert it to lower. Now upper will basically convert it to uppercase. Now is split will basically split method is basically split all the you can say string on the basis of space. If you want to pass any kind of argument, so you can pass any kind of argument. Suppose I have put here slash, and after that I put here also slash. So if I'll do split of slash, so it will split my values according to slash. So as you can see, hello and welcome is already splitted, to the is splitted, tier 3 Vision is also splitted. Now you can do tweet. Suppose I have declared another string called tweet. You can split based on hash. So you can see hash sport and go sport will always be splitted. And you can print. It will basically give an array. So this will basically 0th element. This is first element. So you can print according to, suppose if I'll print I have printed here 1, so this will basically give me, sorry, this will basically give me sport. If I print here 0, so this should give me go sports. Now in dictionary we have different key values. Now if you print d dot keys, it will give you all the keys. If you do d dot items, it will give you all the item. Now in list we have some pop method. So if you pop, it will basically pop last element and you can print list. Now if you do x in 1 2 3, so this will basically check if x is present in 1 2 3. So if this present, it will give you true, otherwise it will give us false. So you can see x is not present, so it has given us false. Now x is present in xyz array or list, so it will give us true. So with this this is basically covers all the basic of Python. Thank you very much. Hope you understood the concept. Please give your reviews in the comment section below. So hope you got all kind of you can say what are the things that I explained, and I'll see you soon with kind of a next video where we are going to explore some more concept with some more advanced topic. Till then, take care. Thank you.